going on, wrestling fans? It's your boys, and we are back again with another episode of the Curtain Call podcast. As you can tell right now, this is a video that we're posting up. It's not a live like we usually do, but we wanted to get more videos out there. We will be doing a live this week. We'll talk about that towards the end of the show. I'm your boy, the Spanish Fly, and always with me, my tag team partner, Nacho. Tell him what's up.
What's up, everybody? I hope you like this new format. We're trying something different. We're still gonna, like he said, we're still gonna be going live at least once a week. We just want to get some other content out there for you, just some different stuff out on the platform, and we hope you enjoy.
Absolutely. Before we do anything else, I do got to tell you, Nacho, this day in wrestling history, which is March 25th, this day in wrestling history, I got two of them. One was something that happened not too long ago, and the other one happened all the way in 1980. So, Nacho, which one do you want to go with first?
Let's do classic.
Classic, 1980. On this day, March 25th, in 1980, it was the first time ever that the WWF and AWA had both their champions going at each other. Woo! And let me tell you, it happened in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Do you have any guess who the WWF champion was?
Was it a Hitman?
No. 1980.
Was he before or after that?
Hitman was during that time, but he was in a tag team. He was still wrestling in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. But this champion, I'll give you a hint. This champion lost the belt to the man who dropped the belt to Hulk Hogan.
I'm lost for this one. I was gonna say Hogan. Okay. Hogan.
So it was the WWF World Champion was none other than the Hall of Famer Bob Backlund, and he fought against the AWA World Heavyweight Champion Nick Bockwinkel, and like the match finished like a lot of matches in that era finished when it was a champion versus champion from two separate promotions. It ended in a draw. We all know that Bob Backlund went on for another year or so as World Heavyweight Champion. He fought the Iron Sheik, where the Iron Sheik put him in the camel clutch. I humble you. And he put him in the camel clutch, and Bob Backlund's corner threw in the towel, which Backlund lost the title. Shortly after that, because he was just a transitional champion, shortly after that, that's when a newcomer back into the WWF, it went into the WWF. They took off one of the W's, and it was Hulk Hogan that made his debut. And right there in Madison Square Garden, he gave the Iron Sheik the leg drop, and Hulkamania began on that day. Now, the other one, we're only going to go back a few years. And when I mean a few years, just a few years, it was in 2020. 2020, Nacho. This day in wrestling, it happened in the WWE. It was a humongous match, very different from what us wrestling fans were used to. But it was with one Hall of Famer was in the match, and the other one is by far a first ballot Hall of Famer who is still active and who has a match in this year's Wrestlemania. Who do you think it could be? They have a match in this year's Wrestlemania. The other one's a Hall of Famer. The other one's retired. But this other guy's still going, and he's arguably one of the greatest wrestlers to ever lace up a pair of boots. Who do you think it is, Nach?
Does he have a title match or just a normal match?
It's a non-title match.
Huh.
And it's a pretty good storyline going on.
My first thought at that era was Kevin Owens. Because didn't Kevin Owens fight Stone Cold? Or was that the year after?
Yes. But that was the year, that was 2 years ago. Okay. This was in 2021. That was in 2021. This is the year before that. It was a very cool match. And you know who it is. Look, he's looking up at the action figures.
I'm looking at myself trying to look at
Nacho, the guy has a wrestling match at this year's WrestleMania, has a really good storyline going into it. What other hint can I give you? He's
I'm trying to think of celebrities that had matches.
A bona fide, he's not a celebrity. He's a bona fide first ballot Hall of Famer. When he finishes his career, he's definitely going into the Hall of Fame. He's originally not a WWE guy. He came in from a different promotion. He's been in the WWE for about maybe 6 years now, 6 or 7 years. He's already been WWE champion. He's had classic matches in the WWE. He's defended his title at a WrestleMania and won. He's been United States champion. He's been Intercontinental champion. He's been WWE champion.
I think I know
who is it?
Is it Sammy?
Oh, nope. Remember, Sammy has a title match this year. He doesn't have a title match. This guy just has a regular match, but the wrestler he's fighting is super over right now in the fans. So obviously the wrestler that I'm talking about is a heel. You know who it is. You're gonna kick yourself.
It's gonna hit me so hard if I don't get this. You gotta tell me. I'm not. Well.
Huh?
Okay, so in 2020 we had our first ever cinematic boneyard match with The Undertaker versus the phenomenal one AJ Styles.
Right,
and what a match it was! Let me tell you, what a match it was. Obviously, The Undertaker was. Obviously, The Undertaker won the match. I thought AJ should have won it. That's my personal opinion. But arguably, AJ is arguably one of the greatest wrestlers that ever laced up a pair of boots. He's definitely going to be in the Hall of Fame. He has won a championship in Impact Wrestling. He won a 6-man title in WCW back in the day. So you have WCW, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, New Japan, CCW, WWE. I mean, he's the only man to ever main event the Tokyo Dome in that same year, go on to WrestleMania. The man is truly phenomenal. So those were your two. Back in 2020, we had the cinematic boneyard match between The Undertaker and AJ Styles at WrestleMania 36. Wow, man. WrestleMania 36 was on this day, March 25th in 2020. And then for the throwback one, we had 1980, the classic Nick Bockwinkel versus Bob Backlund in Ontario, Canada. At a packed house where it finished in a draw where it was the WWF heavyweight champion versus the AWA heavyweight champion. So those were your two this day in wrestling history. Now that we got that out the way, good job. I know I see the fumes were coming out of your head. You was thinking real hard, Nacho, but
I was really trying.
you were there. You were there. Hey, you still get the points because the action figure was just right behind you. So I'll give you the points on that
Otis
one.
was blocking him. Okay.
So, Nacho, 15 days. 15 days for a very, very anticipated WrestleMania. 15 days. Nacho, how you feeling?
I'm excited. I can't wait. I can't believe it's so close. It snuck up on me. Even though I've been right there with it this whole time, it still snuck up on me.
Yep. I'm excited, and I'm also excited about another thing. You know what it is, Nacho?
What's that?
I'm gonna give you the exact dates. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull it up here right quick.
So
I'm excited for this year's WrestleMania. We have 15 days, but we only have 131 days. 131 days, Nacho. What do you think it's for?
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. Ding, 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 ding. Circle gets the square. There you go. There you go. SummerSlam in Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland, this is for you. I cannot wait, Nacho. We're gonna have a great time. I'm going to SummerSlam. We're going to SummerSlam, and we're gonna have an awesome, awesome time. Nacho, you know what we need to do? We need to take as many people as we can. So far on my side, I have 4, 5, 6. There's 6 of us going. So we got to make sure that you go, your brother goes, and a couple other friends go. Also, people that I don't want to say no one's name in case they don't want to be talked about here on YouTube, but someone that I know that you're good friends with, we got to make sure we get him to get out there too as well. Maybe his sister can go, but we're gonna have a great time, Nacho. We're gonna have a great time. That's only 131 days. Yep. Now that we got all of that stuff out the way, Nacho, we need to get right into it because tonight, March 25th, at the time of this recording, it's 6:38 on a Monday, March 25th, 2024, the Curtain Call podcast. But tonight, WWE is live. Monday Night Raw is live from a sold-out, jam-packed All-State Arena from Chicago, Illinois. Possibly 15 to 17,000 strong in attendance, and they're going to have a wild night of Monday Night Raw. But everybody's there to see one person that shows up tonight on Monday Night Raw, and that is the straight edge, the voice of the voiceless, Mr. CM Punk is making. He's showing up at Monday Night Raw tonight. Are you excited for Raw tonight, Nacho?
I can't wait. I already got an idea of what he's going to be doing.
Me too. And we will be talking about that on our live, possibly either tomorrow or Wednesday. We'll go on and we'll talk about what CM Punk had to say. If it's something really, really good, we might just do it tomorrow. So be looking out for that. Nacho, what we got lined up today, man? Let's get right into it.
Today, we are going to be going into some conversations about the tag team championships at WrestleMania.
Yes. We're going to get into this tag team championship. I guess the proper term is the Undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship 6-pack ladder match. Now, the last time we had a ladder match like this at a WrestleMania was when the Hardys made their return. And they won the tag titles. Not for nothing, but throw something a little wild out there. What are the odds of the Hardys doing another return?
I don't know. I heard their AEW contracts are getting close to the end, if not ending, and then I saw Matt Hardy was spotted at one of the Raw shows either last week or the week before.
Last week, yeah. And you know what, they do not have a 90-day non-compete clause in their contract, so it could be like if they do show up. Obviously, we're speaking hypothetically, but Nacho, if they show up, it could be like they did when they came to WrestleMania that year. Just the night prior, they wrestled against the Young Bucks at a Ring of Honor show about a couple hours away from Orlando. They dropped the titles in a ladder match. They dropped the titles. Everybody, gave them their send off. They got in a car, drove a couple hours, and the next day they won the WWE tag titles in that ladder match. So it'd be very interesting to see if the Hardys show up back to WWE. I think it's a place where they belong. They're definitely first ballot Hall of Famers in their own right. So let's get right into this. Right into it. Nacho, let's lead us off, man. Lead us off.
All right. So, for starters, this the way that they handled this match was a little strange in my opinion. They had some people from Raw compete, some people from SmackDown compete, a little bit of like a half and half for the spots that are being filled. But for some reason on Raw, we didn't really have a bracket. It was just whoever won their spot. For SmackDown, they decided to do a bracket. So we're going to go into the bracket for SmackDown. The first bracket was the LWO versus Legado del Fantasma, and then New Catch Republic versus Pretty Deadly. We saw Legado del Fantasma move on, defeating the LWO. And then
do you think it was a good call?
I was torn on that one because honestly, I would have liked to see both teams. I honestly don't really want to see either team in the match because I kind of just want a big LWO versus Legado del Fantasma.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I completely agree with you. And what was the next one?
And then we had New Catch Republic versus Pretty Deadly.
How did you feel about the outcome on that match?
I felt pretty confident that New Catch was going to take it. We haven't seen Pretty Deadly for a while, not for a couple weeks since they were talking to the Queen of England in the clouds. So yeah, I felt pretty confident that we were gonna see New Catch take the win.
Okay, I'm a big fan. I'm a fan of Tyler Bate, and I'm also a fan of Butch. Well, I'm sorry. It's no longer Butch.
His name is Pete.
I know. I'm sorry. It's no longer Butch. Pete Dunne. But I am a fan of Pretty Deadly, and the reason why I'm a fan of Pretty Deadly is because they remind me of those old school characters in wrestling. I think they're amazing at what they do. I love the Yes Boys. I love what they do. I think they're those wrestlers that are known to get beat up, but find a way to sneak a victory. It's exciting I'm excited to see them go against Kevin Owens and Randy Orton on this Friday SmackDown. But I was kind of rooting for Pretty Deadly to be honest with you. I'm not mad that Tyler that New Catch Republic won, but I was kind of rooting for those Yes Boys, man, because in NXT when they won the tag titles, they won them out of nowhere. They just came out on the scene and won tag titles, but they did really, really good at being the heel tag team champions. So, but hey, I'm not opposed to Tyler and Pete moving on in this bracket. What happened next, Nacho?
Next up in the second week bracket, we had the OC versus Theory and Waller.
Okay, how'd you feel about that one?
I had a fun time with this match. It was nice to see the OC because I feel like we haven't seen them in a long time. They even had Michin getting involved. I forget which one of them she hit. I think it was Waller. She hit Waller on the side.
She gave him a nice little hip toss.
Yeah. I thought that was really a pretty good match. I
Yeah.
like what
You
they've
know
been
what?
doing with Theory and Waller.
Yeah. I knew Theory and Waller were gonna win, and I was upset at the fact that they were gonna have the OC lose. But I like the
Yeah.
way they did it. By them getting the sneak victory on the foot on the ropes, it saves the OC because they can all say, "Hey, man," but they cheated to win. I like the
Yep.
promo, the backstage promo interview that they gave, talking about Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. That's on the WWE X account. I'm a big fan of the OC, the original club, the Bullet Club. Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, I think are amazing, amazing wrestlers. I think that once this WrestleMania is over, I think that's when we'll see the OC get back together on the same page with AJ Styles, Meechin, and I expect big things from them. I really do expect big things from them, especially after the OC just recently signed an extension on their contract. So that tells me that they got to be doing something with them. And with a lot of tag teams, now we'll go into later on what we feel about the tag teams itself. But I think that I think the OC's next year's WrestleMania, they're going to be in a different position than they are right now. What was the next one, Nacho?
Next up, we had the Street Profits versus the Agents of Pain, which we saw the Street Profits take the win.
Okay. So we had the Street Profits going against the Authors of Pain with Paul Ellering. The Final Testament. The Final Testament is the name of the faction with their leader, Karrion Kross. How did you feel about the Street Profits going on?
I was happy for them. I definitely thought that's who I thought was going to win going into the match. So I was happy to see them take the win. I liked that we got a lot with Angelo. I feel like Montez took a backstage spot in this match. We got a lot of Angelo.
And he looks good.
I feel like it's usually reversed. He looks really good, and I feel like it's usually reversed.
Yeah, he lost some weight. He's doing good. Let me tell you, I don't understand. I don't get the Street Profits right now because they were baby faces. Then it looked like they were heels. Now they're feuding with Authors of Pain. It looks like they're reverting them back to baby faces. I don't get them. I don't. So that being said, I don't see them winning the tag titles. I don't see them winning it. But
yeah, agreed.
We'll talk about that at the end. What happened afterwards?
After that, they announce the matchups. We can kind of go into this if you want to. Next week, we're going to see Street Profits go up against Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Going off of what you just said, I kind of agree with you. I definitely see Grayson Waller and Austin Theory taking this victory.
I do too. As
much as I love the Street Profits, like you said, the faction that they're in right now has just been. I think they tried to make them heels, and the people just did not want to boo them, so they're trying to push them back to baby face. But I kind of just want to see them go back to their old ways, unless they're going to have some major development with this group, because it just feels random. And I feel the same way about the Authors of Pain. I just don't. They don't get enough time backstage with their promos to really develop. And whenever they have a match, they just walk up to the ring, have the match, and leave. So there's not really any development going on storyline wise. It's just happening and then leaving.
And their matches aren't long neither. One thing about the Street Profits match against Waller and Austin Theory, I feel that Austin Theory and Waller is going to win this match unless the OC get involved and cost Waller and Theory their chance to go on to WrestleMania, which I can see that happening. The other thing is, if they do that, if they cost them that, so it's probably going to set something up with the OC Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, is that going to be something that's on the pre-show? That way they can go ahead and get that WrestleMania payday. But we'll see what happens with that. And the last two were
You Catch Republic versus Legado del Fantasma, which I definitely feel.
Who do you got?
I think New Catch, just because of like what I said earlier. I don't want either side of this LWO rivalry going into this match because I want them all to be prevalent if they do get a big. I don't even know what kind of match it would be. It would be fun if they do another street rules match.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I don't think Legado de Fantasma and LWO is going to do anything with each other at WrestleMania. However, I do think that they might have a match at SummerSlam. And I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to make my prediction right now. I think Legado de Fantasma wins this match.
Really?
And the reason why is I believe that they need to be built up more. What a better way to build them up if you give them a WrestleMania spot.
That's fair.
You could always do something where Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate are, they got screwed over, so to say, or whatnot. But I just feel with the Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar getting their feud on, it'll be good if one of those guys was in a WrestleMania match. And I'm going to go out and say it. I think Legado de Fantasma wins it. Like I said, I think they win it. So we'll see. It's going to be very interesting nonetheless.
Also, with this going on, and if we do see Grayson Waller and Austin Theory move on, do we still think Grayson is going to be turning on Theory?
Here's the thing: which one of those guys you think will be a better babyface than the other?
I think Theory,
because we know Theory's a bona fide a-hole.
Yeah.
And we know Grayson Waller. People love to hate him as well because he's big time heel. So you think Theory will be a better babyface than Waller?
I think he could be. I mean,
I can agree with you.
I just don't know where else his character can go because he beat John Cena by cheating. Nothing came from that.
Yeah.
Now he's in this tag team, which they're doing fine. They're like another Pretty Deadly, where it's like you love to hate them, but they're actually doing well.
I'm not sure.
I just don't. I don't know.
But to answer your question, it makes more sense for Waller to turn on Theory. You know what I mean? But yep. What do we have after that, man?
All right. After that, I mean, we can talk about
the update card.
Yeah, the updated card. So
the updated card we have, obviously, the Judgment Day, your WWE Universal Tag Team Champions, the Judgment Day with Finn Balor and Damian Priest, and it looks like they're gonna so far in this 6-pack ladder match, they're going to be taking on DIY, Gargano and Ciampa, the New Day, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, Awesome Truth, Nacho, Awesome Truth with The Miz and R-Truth, and there's going to be 2 other tag teams. And we thought that it'll be the Street Profits, and you also thought it would be Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. I'm thinking it's going to be Theory and Waller. I think that the Street Profits will win. I think the Street Profits will win if the OC doesn't get involved. I can see the Street Profits winning that. I can see that turn happening. But out of all this, we including the other tag teams that are coming in. Nacho, who do you think takes this all?
It's hard for me to go into who I think takes it without kind of jumping into our next topic because I feel like it's not going to be one team.
Then let's do it.
I feel like it's going to go to two teams. I feel like this is the time. You have so many tag teams that are competing for time on the shows. They're like we said on SmackDown. These teams are showing up. They're getting a match against each other with no dialogue, no build up, and then they're leaving. And they just need to give both sides an opportunity to have a storyline and something to build to. So I think now is the time. I don't know if you're going to do it before Mania and announce it or just have it happen during the match. I have a prediction for if it happens during the match, how it could go.
Okay, so before you say that, because I want to hear what your prediction is.
Mm-hmm.
Are you telling me that you think that what they should be doing is having one match where the first team that wins takes one title, the match keeps going, and then the second team that wins? How do you have it? How do you have it in your mind?
I think all these teams show up. It's a ladder match. You have two people climbing the ladder. You could have them at the same time, or you could even have it. One way I've been bouncing in my mind, you have Truth climbing the ladder. Truth is climbing the ladder. The Miz is watching him from below, and he only takes one of the belts down. He only takes the Raw belt down. This is Truth. It has to be Truth. The way that they've been setting up his character to only take one of the belts and not both sets, you could do it that way if you want to play the comical side. Otherwise, I think two teams go up and grab them at the same time and it's a draw. Unless you just want to do it unless you just want to announce it outside the match.
Nacho, I like it, man. I like it because I can see ladders, the two ladders in the middle of the ring. I can see the two ladders in the middle of the ring. One team goes up on one side, the other team go up on the other side. They're both cramming for the belts instead of hitting each other. And both teams take off the two separate titles where the referee's like, what the heck? Obviously, we have a winner. And then have them announce, hey, they're both winners.
Yep.
But I've always said I thought that R-Truth and The Miz were going to win the titles at WrestleMania. But it's not necessarily that that's the best move that WWE has to do that. No, according to storyline, because of what happened with Truth and the Judgment Day, it just makes sense for them to be the one to win the titles, but I don't think that they're the team that should win it.
No.
So who do you think who are the two teams that you think should take the titles?
Honestly, if you're going to have a Raw team take the titles, I would still stick, if you're going to have a Raw team take one of the titles, I would still stick with Awesome Truth because this all leads up to SummerSlam. Opinion, you have The Miz, a champion. You have Johnny Gargano and Ciampa. You have two people from Cleveland. Give them a tag title match at SummerSlam. And
Gargano and Ciampa win the title at SummerSlam.
Yep.
I love it.
That's just
love it.
That's just for Raw. If we're splitting the titles, that's just for Raw.
And for SmackDown?
Honestly,
I think you could play it. I think you could play it safe and call for the New Day. Or in my opinion, the Yes Boys should be in this match. Have the Yes Boys win it. have that new era going, or if it's Catch Republic, have them win the titles. I think that if you do that, what you're doing is you're going away from what traditionally we've done, which is give it to the older wrestlers that's been there for a while. I think that if you want to push this new talent, what a great way then for Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne to win the tag titles at WrestleMania.
Yep.
Even if they
Then have
become
Sheamus come back.
yeah, even if they become a transitional champions, the fact that they can do this at WrestleMania, I like that. So who do you think for SmackDown then?
I think of all the people, I think it's either going to be Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate or Waller and Theory, and that develops into some storyline of them losing the titles, and then Waller turns on Theory.
And to be honest with you, Nacho, I don't have an issue with either one of those scenarios. I really don't. Now, why do you think that the Judgment Day should be dropping the titles right now?
My thinking is we still have a Money in the Bank. We still have a Money in the Bank briefcase, and if they drop these titles on night one, Damian Priest is not going to want to leave that arena
with no titles. Yeah,
no titles. They want to leave with some gold. So I'm thinking he could cash in on night 2 on Drew
and take the title away from Drew.
Maybe that could lead to another Drew.
Would it be that he comes into the match, or would it be after Drew wins, he comes to cash in?
I think as soon as Drew wins, give Drew the title. He's holding it. There's confetti, and then you hear the Judgment Day music hit. Everything goes purple, and his moment's cut short again.
I love the scenario. Now, let's flip it on the other side of the coin. Let's flip the coin on the other side. Mm-hmm. Would you have at that moment Finn Balor come out and cost Damian the match?
That would be interesting.
Because now you have a Damian. Now you have a Damian Priest that becomes a babyface, and then he's trying to get that title. Finn messed him up, and then maybe at SummerSlam you have a triple threat between Drew McIntyre, because I think he's going to beat Seth. Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest, a babyface Damian Priest, and then Damian Priest can end up winning that title at a SummerSlam, because by that time CM Punk will probably be back.
Yeah.
But I think you need to keep CM Punk away from the title at the moment, because everybody wants to see CM Punk versus Seth for the belt.
Yeah.
But because Seth is going to be back. Yeah, because Seth is going to be taking his little hiatus, I really think that CM Punk's road to WrestleMania for next year is to win a title at WrestleMania. It's to main event WrestleMania. But I do not think that if that's the route that we're going to take, then he shouldn't be winning the title at a SummerSlam, or you need to keep him away from the title. When he comes back, we already know that he might be going. He might be going up against oh my God, I drew a blank on his name. He might be going against McIntyre, because McIntyre was the one that beat him up on his last night.
Mm-hmm.
So that storyline is there. The storyline is there. So do you see a scenario where Finn can cost Damian the title? Or do you think that, no, they'll lose the title, they'll be upset, but Damian's backstage, maybe they catch him and say, you know what? This isn't over. And everyone thinking, oh, it's not over for the tag titles. He's going to go talk to Pierce. And then all of a sudden later on that night, he comes out right after Drew wins. You know, he's doing his thing on the ropes. There's going to be people cheering for him because he is over. A lot of fans do like Drew McIntyre. I'm one of those guys who like Drew McIntyre, especially this new character that he's been doing lately. I absolutely love it. And then all of a sudden, Damian Priest's music hits to cash in. Whoo, my goodness, that's going to be a big pop. And I think by default, people are going to start cheering for Damian Priest. Yeah. And I think that might lead him out of the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just so many outcomes. This WrestleMania has been built up so many stories.
Yeah, there's so many ways of going by it that you can do it. But I absolutely agree with you. I think that'll be great to see Drew McIntyre celebrating confetti and everything, having his moment, and sure enough, it's taken away. Oh my God! Can you imagine the interview that Drew McIntyre will give afterwards, the day after? Oh my goodness, man! He's gonna be on fire, man.
Yeah,
on fire. So what else we got, boss?
I think that's it in terms of these WrestleMania tag team predictions. Unless you have anything else,
man.
To go with.
15 days, Nacho. 15 days. I'm so excited. Obviously, we're not going to give the rundown of the matches. We're going to do a show for that. But I'm super excited. And this tag team tournament that they've been doing and going into getting ready to go into WrestleMania with the teams that they have, I think this is going to be a banger match.
Absolutely.
What do you think, Notch?
Absolutely. I'm wondering, do you think this is how they end night one? Because, well, no, they'll have the tag match, the Cody Seth tag match, probably end night one.
So yeah, because I don't think the women's match is set for a. I don't think it's a main event. So
I think this maybe opens night one.
Hey, I remember hearing the wrestler saying, if you're not last, you want to go first. Yeah. You set the night off. I think that by them losing the title, if they were to go on first and they lose the titles, I think it'll set the stage, especially if they're gonna do like you thought, where the two teams climb up the ladders. Mm-hmm. That'll be really, really, really. I think that'll be really good.
Start the night off with a pop.
Yeah. Because can you imagine the Judgment Day drops the belt and then Rhea Ripley drops her belt?
Yeah.
Wow.
The whole Judgment Day loses or leaves both nights with no gold if Finn costs him.
Then Damian gets all upset that he lost the titles and they're trying to get a hold of him. And they can't find him. Rhea Ripley drops the bell. The Judgment Day leave the building. The next day they could have a promo, backstage segment. And the Judgment Day shows up to the building and Rhea's mommy's asking, where's Damian at? Finn's like, hey, I don't know. He didn't show up to the hotel last night. We can't find him. And all of a sudden to see that they catch him going out to cash in. Oh, man. Nacho, I like this. I really do like this idea, man.
It's exciting. I'm ready. Yep. Now I want it to be here this weekend.
There you go. So that's what we got, ladies and gentlemen. Just 15 days. 15 days for night number one in a sold-out Philadelphia, Pennsylvania WrestleMania 40 live on Peacock. Man, I am so geeked. I'm so excited. Obviously, we know that the main event for night number one is going to be with some big stipulations on the line here. The Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, your Universal Champion for over 2-3 years, you're Universal Champion. Verse and his partner, the final boss, the People's Champion, The Rock versus Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, and Seth freaking Rollins, your WWE World Heavyweight Champion. If Cody's team loses, if Cody drops it in night number 1, guess what? The Bloodline's going to be at ringside on night number 2. But if Cody and Seth Rollins somehow find a way to be able to defeat the Tribal Chief and the People's Champion on night number 1, Nacho, the next night, the Bloodline's banned from ringside. And we talked about this at length the last time, where we think that it might be a better idea if Cody actually loses on night number 1. We went into a scenario. If you guys don't remember, or if you haven't seen that video, I invite you to please go check it out. It's right here on our YouTube page. The title of the show is this the end of the line for the Bloodline? So make sure you go out and check out that video. But this tag team match is getting excited. They don't have anything lined up for tonight in the tag team. I know that they're going to be they got to be talking about it. I think the Judgment Day will probably have their interview like they always do on a Monday Night Raw. I'm excited. I'm excited for Raw. I'm excited for Raw. I'm excited for SmackDown. And man, like I said, 15 days, WrestleMania, Nacho. 15 days.
Cannot
wait. So to all of you, thank you so very much for dropping in, watching this video. It's not a long one, just about 45 minutes or so, that we wanted to come on here and talk about this tag team turmoil 6-pack ladder match that they're going to be doing at WrestleMania. Remember that if you're watching us right now and you like what you see, you like what you're hearing on our opinions, we invite you to come be a part of this family here at the Curtain Call Podcast. All you have to do is just go ahead and subscribe to us, and make sure you click on that notification bell so you can get all the latest things that we're putting out there. You'll be one of the first ones to know about the notification bell. So please come and join our family. Not only on YouTube, you can also follow us on Facebook. You can also follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on X. Soon we'll be on TikTok doing some things. So we just want you guys to just be a part of what we're doing, because we have fun doing this, and help us and watch us grow this channel up. And you can later on, you can say, you know what, I was one of the first members of that show, the first 100 or so members, going on 200. Right now, we're at 152 subscribers. By WrestleMania, man, we would like to get that number up to at least 300. And so we're going to start throwing out content. That way you guys can say, hey, you know what? I'm part of the Busted Open Podcast family, and we're doing big, big things. So like I said, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you can be caught up with all the latest videos that we put out. We are going to be doing a live either tomorrow or Wednesday. Right now, as you're watching this, because this is a video that we recorded and we're putting out later on, you'll be able to see all of our social medias right here, as far as the Curtain Call Podcast. So tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell everybody, baby, that the Curtain Call Podcast is where it's at. Nacho, you have anything else for them before we get out of here?
No. I hope you guys are excited as we are. Stay tuned for some more content leading up to WrestleMania, and then some with and in the outcome of WrestleMania. So
yes, sir. So remember, tonight, live from Chicago, Illinois, Your boy CM Punk is going to be in the house, and I'm wondering what he's going to say tonight. So we'll be talking about that. We'll also be talking about the other things that might happen. Cody Rhodes is there tonight, and we got a lot to talk about the next time we do the podcast, whether it be on the live or whether it be on video. We have a lot to talk about, but I can guarantee you it'll either be tomorrow or it'll be Wednesday, so be looking out for that. From the Allstate Arena in Chicago, Illinois, CM Punk is at Monday Night Raw tonight. I'm wondering what he's going to say. So, that being said, man, thank you so very much for joining us. We love doing what we do. That's my boy, my tag team partner, Nacho. Nacho, I'm your boy, the Spanish Fly, and let's close out like we always close out. So if you got to throw it up and too sweet me, baby. And just remember that here at the Curtain Call Podcast, we always kick out at 2. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.